about what it feels like to ride a bike. I've been planning on making a video like this for a long time, but I felt like I didn't have the experience to actually explain how it feels. And I think it doesn't matter how long I ride, it will feel different for everyone. But I can only share how it feels for myself and what I experienced in the last half a year that I've been riding. I have a couple of things that I want to mention. For now, I have 4 things, and I will just go through my list and I will talk about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, let me know in the comments. If you have some questions about things that I've talked about or things that I haven't talked about, let me know, and maybe I can make another video about that. So yeah, you can definitely help me out. I will definitely appreciate that. So the first thing that I want to talk about is comparing how it feels like driving a car and riding on a bike. I've been driving the car, or a car, for many years now, and I think it's not special for me anymore. In fact, I don't want to find myself driving because I don't enjoy it anymore. Of course, because I have my riding license now, so motor license now, so I actually don't want to ride anymore, or drive anymore. And the difference between a car and a motor, I think, is just the feeling that you get when you are on this thing, especially when taking corners. You have so much power between your legs. I paid between 4,000 and 5,000 euros for this bike, and the experience that I get from this much money, this amount of money, if I want to experience this in a car, I would maybe like be in a category of a Lamborghini or something. So I've driven a Lamborghini for a short while, just a single trip, and the experience of that is comparable with this, but this is much cheaper. But I can hear you say, like, hey, what about safety? Well, I can't argue with you on that one. Of course, this is much more dangerous, but it's only as dangerous as you make it yourself, I think, because when you're in traffic, you only have a specific amount of percentage that you have in your own hands for safety. Now, I know my microphone is not how it should be, so I'm gonna get off this 70 road and I'll stick to the 50 road so I can talk more easily. I know it's still a thing. I'm trying to work on it. I might actually get a adapter and a microphone, but that's a different story. Back to how it feels. Well, there's a lot of wind, of course, as you can hear, but that's also the experience that you get from being on a bike. You know, you start to take a lot more in from the environment that you are in. You start to see a lot more. In the car, you see as much. Don't get me wrong, but the amount of surround, like the amount of things that you take in is much more. Everything you see is actually some the stuff that you take in. In the car, you also do it, but you zone out. You zone out so easily. So how often do you drive from your home to your workplace, or vice versa, and not realize how you get there? On the bike, you don't have that. I can't say at all, but you have it much less. Almost none. Because it's also a way of riding, and this is what they teach you when you get your license, that you have to observe, and you have to know what's happening around you, behind you, in front of you. Is there a car coming? It is. Did the car see me? I make eye contact so I can go again. Well, even if you make eye contact, that still doesn't mean you can go. And these are all things that you are actually actively working around on the bike. You don't have that as much in the car. At least I don't. And this is personally, of course, my personal experience. So you have a lot more freedom, like the wind and the upright position. In the car, you have your feet in front of you. Here, you have your legs and foot just directly underneath you. Of course, it depends on what you're riding. But I'm sitting on a sport tour. I'm riding a sport tour, and I'm really upright. So this also gives you a different feeling from when you're in a car. How it feels, I think you can compare it to flying almost. You have your hands in front of you, a little bit underneath you, they're stretched. Well, if you're sitting correctly, they should be bent, but a lot of times they're just sitting right up, so that's not good. Another different topic there, but you feel like almost Superman, and you're flying over really low over the ground. Because a lot of times I don't look down here. Most of the time I'm looking straight like straight ahead to see what's going around. So I'm filtering this away. So the only thing that I'm seeing is road. I'm sitting upright, and it feels like I'm flying. It's crazy. It's amazing. It's a wonderful feeling. Ah, look at that. The sun just perfectly matched with the stop sign. Always wave. And this is the perfect moment to talk about the community that you experience, because how often do you wave to another car when you're driving a car? Never. Like, I don't do it. And if you do, you're special. But on the bike, you always wave. This doesn't stop with waving alone. You know, you start to make a lot of trips. You can say unnecessary, but every kilometer that you ride on a bike, it's not necessary. It's just so amazing. Everything that you experience, you just, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but you just soak in. And you don't have that in a car. And why I'm making this example or comparison is because I think a lot of you guys are also driving a car, right? And you might think like, yeah, it should be the same as on a bike, but it's not. It's absolutely not. I want to mention one more thing before I end this video. I want to say, like the amount of new people that you meet on the bike when you go on rides together, I think that adds up so much to what riding a bike brings. Like from the first moment you start riding, after you get your first bike and everything, it's so much different when you have your first 10,000 kilometers, and when you have ridden so many rides with people, and you start to get a little bit more confident, and you start to search your own limits. And that's something I have in a car right now. I can will explain and talk about how that feels. Because on the bike, I feel like there's grip and there's no grip. There's no in between, but I'm sure there is. And I'm not there yet with my experience, so I can't talk about that. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, because I want to take YouTube a little bit more serious now and see where I can bring this, where it brings me actually. Alright guys, I'm gonna enjoy ice cream, sit for a while, and then ride home again. Bye.